Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at 3 iPhone 5s I picked up off of eBay for $60. Now, two of these phones are 64 gig and one of them is 16 gig. I'm taking a look at them in this video and seeing what's wrong with them and all that kind of stuff. So the first one here is black and slate. You can see that it's in very good condition for a slate iPhone 5, as they were known to scuff and scratch very easily. The next phone here is silver and white, and on the back you'll find quite a few scratches and marks. The screen itself is in really good condition, but the back does have a lot of scratches on that as well. The last phone here is in a little bit better condition, but the home button does spin, as you can see there, so something hasn't been installed properly with that screen. Dead giveaway that it's a replacement, but the back isn't too scratched. The first phone we're going to be taking a look at here is actually a 16GB iPhone 5 white and silver. Activating the iPhone, it activates just fine and isn't activation locked or anything like that. And I was able to set up the iPhone. You can see here that the camera is broken, so you can't take photos with the rear facing camera, but with the front facing camera it does still work. The flash itself doesn't work either, and sometimes it says that the iPhone needs to cool down. That could be a camera or flash error, but it also could be board related, but hopefully it isn't board related. You can see here it's a 16GB iPhone 5 on iOS 10.3.3. Opening up this iPhone just to check to make sure that there's no water damage or anything which could be causing that error with the camera, we'll go ahead and open up the iPhone 5 itself, which is relatively simple. Just two screws and a big suction cup will lift away the screen, and then you can just pry it with a spudger and lift up the display assembly. The first thing I noticed when lifting up the display on this iPhone was the battery itself is not genuine, and there's also a sticker from the previous repair shop that's done the repairs. The water indicators inside have not been tripped, so that is a good sign that this phone has not been in contact with any water at all, so it's good to go. So the next iPhone we're going to be taking a look at here has a big pink spot in the middle of the display. Now, I've seen this on phones on eBay, but I've never actually had one in person, so I think this screen has been replaced before, but either way there is something wrong with it, with the pink in the middle of the screen. I'm not sure if that's heat related or whatever, but it's not noticeable unless you're on a white background. But I'm going to go ahead and open this up because this iPhone 5 has a SIM error. It won't read SIMs, so I've gone ahead and opened it up and just taking a look inside, making sure there's no water damage, which there wasn't. I'm going to go ahead and eject the SIM card tray and just take a look at the SIM card reader, and it just looked a little bit dirty. There was sort of like a residue on it or something, so maybe something leaked into the SIM card tray at one point. So I went ahead with my screwdriver and just scraped along those pins just to make sure they were nice and clean and making contact with the SIM card itself. Upon putting the SIM card in and repowering on the iPhone, it came up with searching up the top, which is a good sign. That means that it's detected something, and I was able to set up this iPhone 5 64GB slate and black, also running iOS 10.3.3, no problems. Now, I think it isn't actually SIM card related. I think it's something to do with the baseband, because when you take the SIM card out, it takes probably like 10 seconds to realize that you've removed the SIM card, and if you put a SIM card in, you have to wait for it to actually be detected. But if I put an active SIM card in there, it does still work, and I made some calls off of this phone and confirmed that it is working, but it's probably not as good as it should be, but it does work, and that is a board level issue anyway. So like I said, it's 64GB iOS 10.3.3. The last iPhone is activation lock, so I can't do anything with it at the moment, but I probably will just be parting this phone out, maybe using the camera in the other iPhone 5. Now, the screen on this phone is a little bit glitchy, and it's also not exactly white, it's a little bit blue, but the housing on this phone isn't too bad. It's got a few marks, but nothing too major, and I could obviously use those in different phones. Both the iCloud locked one and the 16GB silver one have been worked on by other repair shops, and they have their own little warranty sticker on there as well. That's usually how you can tell that a repair shop has worked on them. This brings my total to 4 working iPhone 5s, 2 of them running iOS 6 and 2 running iOS 10. Now I am looking to downgrade one of these iPhone 5s from iOS 10 back to iOS 8.4.1 using OTA SHSH blobs. Apple still signs them, so it is possible to downgrade. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you're not already subscribed, go and hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys next time, another one of my great videos.